Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Shining Through. Last week, we talked a little bit about the need to and have to voices, how to be present in the moment, and choose in to having that purposeful life. But sometimes that can be really hard, especially when we have a huge to do list or things in our life that we just feel drama about that need to get done. And it's so loud that we don't really have space or time to connect in the present moment. Well, today I'm hoping to give you a few simple tools that can help you create more of that space. So I want you to think of a moment recently, could have been an hour ago, where you felt like you just had that big cloud of to do list drama following you around, nagging you that you should be doing something or helping someone or finishing the thing that you started with your house. And it just feels like that dark cloud of to do list drama is chasing you around and stealing all of your happiness. I want you to think about just a tangible moment recently where that's where you've been. I know I can think of one. Take a moment and just think about how that feels. That frustration, that overwhelm, where there's so many people to help, so much to do, so many ways that you want to learn and grow, and so little time or capacity or whatever resource you feel like you're out of. First, I want to honor that that's a hard feeling. That's a hard place to be. And as moms and women and active members in our community, we feel that. And it's a real feeling. And I don't want to say just be happy and positive today and don't let the world affect you. That is not my message. So I just wanted to take a moment before diving into some of these tools to give yourself space to honor that feeling. It's okay that sometimes you feel frustrated and overwhelmed and in drama about your to do list. It's okay. And it's even okay if sometimes when you go to church and you learn about charity and becoming more Christ like and helping others in service, that it gets even worse and you feel a little bit resentful about that. And the to do list starts growing and you never feel like you're doing enough. And you're constantly finding ways where you feel like you're falling short and you just end up deflated, not wanting to learn, not wanting to grow, not wanting to serve, and then feeling bad for avoiding all of that, right? We've all been there at times. This toxic cycle often comes because we are in our automatic brain, where unfortunately it's constantly looking for what's wrong, for what it needs to fix. And when we let our brain be on autopilot, it will always find something else. You know this to be true because you get through that to do list and you turn around and there's another one. There's just always something, always another hurdle, always another kid that has an issue, always someone else who needs help, always more dishes, more laundry, more things asking of your time and attention. And if you are constantly looking for it, you'll never feel done. But you don't have to stay in that toxic cycle where your to do list drama follows you around. Here are 3 simple tips to help you get out of that cycle. First, know your priorities. And I'm not just talking about your priorities for today, your priorities in general, what you value. Taking time to define what matters most to you will help you in those moments when you're trying to make decisions. It helps you let go of baggage and feel lighter when you let go of things that aren't actually your priorities in the first place, that you're just carrying around because you think you should. Knowing your priorities lets you release that. It also helps you feel excitement and clarity on what you want to do and how to move forward and where you're even going. And it connects you to what matters most to you. I've watched this transition happen time and time again as the women that I work with come to me feeling that overwhelm and having that cloud follow them around. They come to me wanting to live a different way. And one of the most powerful things that I help them do is simply define those priorities. I have a worksheet that I use with those women that I've put in my show notes, or you can go to thelightcoach.com/priorities and just take that worksheet and figure out what matters most to you. That's tip number 1. Know your priorities. Tip number 2, stop holding all the things in your head. Your brain is not meant to be a storage unit. It can only consciously hold a few things at a time. So when you go around trying to hold your to do list in your mind, it has to do this recycling process where it thinks of one thing on your list and then the next thing, and it swaps them, taking turns remembering them, holding on to them so you don't forget to do those things. And it makes you kind of crazy, feeling like you're always forgetting to do something and you're never quite sure what it is you should be doing next. Please don't do this to yourself. It's really, really exhausting. And there's a simple fix. I call it the to do list dump, where at least once a week, you sit down and just write out anything and everything that is on that to do list following you around. Once you take it from your brain and dump it all out on paper, your mental relief will be tangible because your brain doesn't have to hold it all in your head anymore. It's right there on your paper. And if you've already defined what your priorities are, you can look at that list and cross off anything that doesn't align with what matters to you. Because sometimes it actually doesn't matter if you finish that email or that scrapbook or that book that you're trudging through trying to finish just so that you can say that it's done. Sometimes we just need to cross things off the list so we have more space to do what really matters. And once you have a cleaner list, put it in your calendar and let that remind you. Just yesterday, I had a reminder to reschedule something that I couldn't schedule the moment I put that on my calendar. I had wanted to, but the scheduler was only a month and a half out, and I had to wait for that time to pass for me to get that spot I wanted. But I didn't want to have to hold that information in my brain for a month and a half, trying to remember that on this day, I need to remember to reschedule. No. I just put it in my calendar and I forgot about it. And I knew that since it was on there, I didn't have to hold it. So that's trick number 2. Do a to do list dump, scrub it a little, and schedule it. I promise it'll change your world if you don't try and hold it all in your head. Lastly, but definitely not least, trick number 3 is train your brain to see the gain. That default brain wants to see all of the things that are not yet fixed, all of the problems, all of the gaps. And if you constantly see the gap, it's exhausting. But that's the default brain. You have to purposefully train your brain to see it a different way. And I did a whole podcast episode, number 31, about training your brain to see the gain. So go check it out for tips on how to do that. But the bottom line is that if you look at what you've already gained, your achievements, your learnings, your blessings, your progress, and let that positive energy from that gain move you forward, you will naturally meet your goal instead of constantly seeing what else you still have to do. Don't see the gap, see the gain. And hopefully, my friend, today you haven't just gained some tools, but some new perspectives about how to let go of that to do list drama and not live in a place with that dark cloud. Live lighter by knowing your priorities, doing to do list dumps, and training your brain to see the gain. The gain that is God given for you. And guess what? He has already built this system into your everyday life. Think about prayer. If you say your morning prayers and really mean it, what are you doing with your day? You're checking in with your priorities and what you feel guided to do and setting clear intentions, knowing your priorities. And then as you go through your day, trying to honor those priorities and recognizing other things that you feel like are important to you too, you get to the end of the day and you lay your to do list at his feet and receive guidance about how to reallocate your time, your talents, and everything he's given to you to create the next day. And then you can see the gain as you prayerfully thank him for all that he's given you and for the beauty of your day. It truly is possible to not have to-do list drama, or at least to know what to do with it when it comes up. So please, my friend, invest time, do the priorities worksheet, and make prayer one of the most important priorities. I promise that as you do, you will have more light in your life and more space for Him to guide you to create a life without that drama. Keep shining, my friend. Have a blessed day. Healing is possible. If you feel stuck on your healing journey, you do not have to stay there. I've created an empowering quiz that helps you know exactly why you're stuck, what phase you're at in your healing journey, and gives you 3 simple things you can do right now to help you move forward. All you have to do is go to thelightcoach.com/quiz and take this free 5-minute quiz. I promise it will help you move forward and create that life of peace, hope, courage, and joy that you want to live. It simply starts by taking a quiz and seeing what's possible. I can't wait to see what you create next.